Where is Dr. D? Where is Dr. D? Where in the world is Dr. D? Hey everyone, it's Arden, the crotchety old man. And I'm going Han again. Han Solo. As Dr. D has left me. But Dr. D gave me a little letter. He will be back next week. Dr. D is on a mission right now. He is looking for guests. So he's traveling the East Coast, West Coast. He's traveling all over. He could be on the Mississippi River. He could be, who knows where. Wow, I wonder if he's on one of those old-fashioned steamboats on the Mississippi River. Maybe he's gambling. Unknown. He could be in Alaska, saying hi to our Toronto fans. Yes, thank you, Toronto, again. Maybe he's in Albania. Maybe he is in New York for the World Cup. I don't know. He is traveling all over the place. He's reaching out to fans directly. Dr. D, the guy's amazing. Anyway, one thing I do know is he's working on some phenomenal guests. And we want more guests. So we would love for you to join us. Feel free, reach out. Arden, the crotchety old man at gmail.com. I know that's a long one. Or if you're listening through Buzzsprout, you could actually reach out to us on that. Or on X at crotchety old man at X. Feel free to respond there as well. And we would love to have you. So no matter where you are in the world, we'd love to have you. You can talk about anything. You can go on a 30-minute rant about bugs. You can do anything you want, actually. But on this note, from Dr. D. Dr. D wanted to know what's going on in the world since we last spoke. Well, right off the bat, you had the passing of Lindsey Graham. The war in Iraq has gotten hot again. You had the All-Star Game Home Run Derby on Netflix. You have more anger going out all over the place. But Dr. D doesn't care about that. Maybe I should be like Dr. D, be more like Dr. D. But he had one question for me. And this is actually an interesting question. Because you had the Supergirl movie just do so badly. So he said, Arden, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? But think about it in reality. Okay, so that was my homework. And then he also wanted me to, if I knew anything about sports streaming of the future. So I'll talk about that too. I'm not going to really talk about what's going on too much in sports because I really don't know. I haven't been paying attention. I think the World Cup, tomorrow is Sunday. I think the World Cup is going to be at 3 p.m. I am not going to watch it. I guess I'll be rooting for Argentina because I can't stand Spain. Those little commie bastards. Yes, I did call them commie bastards. Oh, sorry, socialists. We're socialists. Democratic socialists. My brother hates when I do that voice. That's why I felt like doing it. Argentina, I really don't know much about Argentina. So that's what's going on in World Cup. Baseball, sadly, I've stopped watching. Once Aaron Judge got hurt on the Yankees, I kind of stopped. I know they're like 2.5 back. The Home Run Derby on Netflix? Seriously? So I'll mention that momentarily. But first, back to the superpower. Now, this is interesting. So let's just say you chose, I wish I could fly. That's my superpower. Okay, you can fly. How do you use that to make money, fight good and evil? I mean, think, like, what would you do with it? Okay, you wouldn't need a car, but how fast can you fly? Are you flying faster than a plane? Are you flying like a bird? Are you flying really slow? Okay, you can get from point A to point B a little bit easier, but then you'd cause car accidents, people staring at you. Hey, there's that guy who can fly. I mean, it's not really much of a superhero because, like, what are you going to do? Just fly, save someone, fly out. That's only if you can go really fast. Okay, how about another one? Superhuman strength. Yeah, that'd be useful. I could pick things up and put things down. Should talk to Daniel about that. Daniel, who's been on the show a few times. Once again, same problem. What are you going to do? Be a professional bodybuilder? Okay, you would win. Yay, no one would watch you anymore. Are you going to be like a freak? in a freak show, just picking large dumbbells up. Pick up dumbbell, put dumbbell down. Like, I mean, really, as a superhero, okay, you have strength. Unless somebody's trapped under a car and you just happen to be there, once again, kind of useless. Bulletproof, useless. Okay, you could get shot at. Yay! That's not really a superpower, getting shot and surviving. I mean, like, so what's superpower? So here's mine: being able to slow down time and speed it up to normal time whenever I want for as long as I want. That could be a cool superpower. Because think about it. Now, you really do have to think about, because anything, like if I saw an accident happening, I could walk over, open the door, get the person out, get the other person out. If there's a fire, I don't know if heat actually has to do with time. I don't know, because could you get burned, or would it just be really hot? I have no idea. But same scenario. I don't know what's going on. But if you could slow down it now, if I was bad, that would be the best power as a supervillain. I mean, you literally, and let's just take it on not even supervillain, a cheap supervillain. I could literally walk into a pizza place, take a slice of pizza, eat it, and then leave, and no one would even know. There would just be a missing piece of pizza. Or as my brother would probably do, he probably would go to Popeyes and grab some chicken and eat all the chicken there and then leave. Yeah. So stopping time would be fine. Control mental ability, maybe. I don't know. Or you can control others' thoughts. That could be useful, but also very dangerous, because what if you're not thinking and you just start daydreaming, and all of a sudden somebody like jumps off a roof because you were daydreaming about them jumping off a roof, or you don't like a person, so you tell them to, jump off a cliff. That's what I meant. You say, go take a hike. And then all of a sudden the person just goes, okay, and just walks away. And then you don't see him again. So superpowers. You really got to think those through before you actually said, what would be your superpower? All right, back to the note. The sports streaming. So with baseball, I think is streaming on Amazon Prime. I know you got other sports. It really hurts. So I'm wondering, if you want to lose sports fans, this is definitely a way to do it. So if you're just taking the cash, and this goes to all sports, if you're just taking the cash, you get, let's just say Amazon Prime offers you $1 trillion, whatever. You're taking it, but then all of a sudden you're losing it. Bars, restaurants, any place that carries these sporting events, those fun arcades that you could go to, anywhere that has these sporting events now would actually have to subscribe, and they're not going to subscribe. So all of a sudden you're getting a lot less people actually watching it. So, and when you're doing that, you're losing audience. So I don't have Netflix. I'm probably not going to have Netflix ever. I don't need it. Don't like it. So why would I watch the Home Run Derby on Netflix? It's not that important. Nothing's that important to me. No sport is important to me enough to watch on a streaming service. An on-demand was different. There were times I would do an on-demand sporting event back in the day, but not anymore. Nothing like what I spent $56 to watch the Super Bowl. There's a good one. If the Super Bowl was on Paramount Plus, would you get bars and everything to subscribe to Paramount Plus? They would be forced to, but then they would charge it to their customers. People would not be happy with it. Because also the people at home, are they going to have to get Paramount Plus for that? I'm just throwing this out there as Paramount Plus. Could be anything. Sports should not be streaming. Unless, now, if it was one team streaming, like the baseball package and the football package, they have that. And you want to follow your team and you live in a totally different area. I got no problem with that. So that's my thought on streaming. All right. And Trump is going to be at the World Cup and supposed to be giving it away. And hopefully we don't have the wonderful weather we're having thanks to the fires going on in Canada. We had this 3 years ago and it was awful. By the way, I'm in Virginia and it smelled like smoke yesterday. I'm like, what the? It's from Canada? I'm all the way down in Virginia. How that, like I can understand Vermont, right on the border, Detroit, things like that. But man, and once again, they have this protection of their forest where they don't do controlled burns up there too. Not that hard. I mean, California doesn't do controlled burns. What that is they have areas where they burn a certain amount of forests on purpose, and it's controlled. They make sure they know exactly how far it's going to burn. By the way, fires in forests actually are good for forests, believe it or not. It makes the ground better. It actually, all the nutrients and everything gets into the ground, and then you have the rain and everything. So it's not, but wildfires are terrible because they can destroy everything in their path. So you do these little controlled burns so that if a fire starts, it stops where the last burn was. But think of it like a path, a really wide path. And by the way, after the controlled burn happens, a couple years later, you go and you plant new seeds, new plants, new trees, new everything else, and it grows back. And then you have it in, so every year you do it in a different place. You don't do it in the same place over and over again. And then after 20, 30 years, all of a sudden you have all new forests, everything's beautiful. But they don't do that in Canada. And they don't do it in California, and that's why we have all these massive fires. So Trump wants to tariff Canada for that. Okay, that sometimes Trump, you lose me, buddy. Just don't let them sell maple syrup. How about that? Maple syrup comes from the maple tree, and if all their maple trees are on fire, just tell them no maple syrup for you. What else do we got? So Trump is at the World Cup, and now we're at a hot war again. A couple U.S. service people died today in Jordan, believe it or not. And it's frustrating for someone like myself. And yes, Dr. D, I will talk about. I'm like picturing Dr. D right now, actually wanting me to talk about the speech on Trump. I'll do that momentarily. I don't want him destroying. I don't want him. I don't want the United States blowing up all of the bridges and all of the infrastructure. I want him to blow up the Iranian leadership. Just take them all out again and again. I don't care if you have to go down to the lowest level corporal. Just start taking them out. Find out where they live. Blow up those houses. Blow up those apartment complexes. That's where you hurt them. They don't care. And I do get frustrated when Trump talks about, well, we've got rid of their Air Force, their Navy, blah, blah. The Taliban didn't have a Navy. They didn't have an Air Force. And they just stayed around. They don't care. The Republican military that controls everything, they will control the food. They control the water. They control the medicine. The people will not. So as long as they keep having the power, as long as they have the guns, they will stay. They will hide. They'll let others die for them, because that's what they always do. Suicide bombers are given, and their families are giving a lot of money by cowards. The cowards give them money to die, and that's what they're going to do here. So take out this leadership again. Take out the new Ayatollah. Take him out. Meanwhile, he's what's he, missing a leg and he's blind and everything else? Take him out. We must know where they are. Just keep bombing them. Forget about these peace treaties again. I would like Iran to surrender. Done. Surrender. When was the last time we actually fought a war where someone surrendered? World War II? That's when you fight a war. You stop them. I know it might be hard, but, I don't want to see this to where we're just dropping bombs everywhere, and just eventually the population isn't going to revolt. They can't. They're unarmed. They're untrained and unarmed. So a bunch of like 7 soldiers in a crowd of a couple hundred, all of a sudden there won't be a couple hundred anymore. There'll be 20, 50, because the guys with the guns will take him out. It's pretty simple. Venting. That's all I'm doing is venting today. Yeah. So the speech, interesting. So right off the bat, I was, of course, the stereotype conservative when Trump was speaking about the election interference and all about China. When, of course, MSNBC and CNN and ABC and CNN weren't gonna didn't cover it. And once again, Trump reacted, saying we should pull their FCC. First of all, I do remember when Fox News actually didn't cover a Joe Biden speech once. Do you remember that? It is, I don't think it was smart by these cable companies. I could see them actually doing something like with their news programs, where they stop inviting ABC or NBC and CNN. Maybe they say, okay, you've lost your news licenses, suspend them, suspend the news licenses. That's a little different, but because they didn't cover it, can't take away the FCC license for an entire station, because others have done it in the past, in past presidential speeches, for Trump as well as Joe Biden. So it has happened in the past. Now, what I thought about it was, I thought he did a pretty good job. I mean, 220 million voter registrations. And what do the Democrats come up with? Well, you could just buy those online. Of course. It's not that. No, you could buy part of that information online, but you can't get birth dates. You can't get all the social security numbers. So China, and people are like, well, it doesn't matter. What are they going to do with it? Well, if you listen to John Solomon, who actually is working on this. Now, he does not have the secret clearance, so he has the redacted version, but he actually does have stories on it. And he can't write news stories if he's sworn into this information. But so that is the main source. And he is actually saying that they have the ability, the Chinese, to redo any person who they stole, so 220 million voters. He actually re-register someone in a different state, get a voter ID card, and it would all be legitimate. Meanwhile, you go to vote on election day. I'm going to vote. Happy, happy, happy. Vote, 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 vote. And you go in and they say, you're not registered here anymore. You're registered. Oh, look, your registration is now in Nevada. Look at that. Oh, and that person just voted someone else. It's bad. Now, one of the things I was enjoying were the clips of talking about China and talking about, oh, China's fine. How many politicians, both sides, I'll say both sides, mostly on the Democrats. Tim Walz loved China. We all remember that. But Joe Biden loved China, had no problem with China whatsoever. Hunter Biden went to China. He got money. We all problem, and yet people will say, well, you need like super proof. Okay, so Trump actually put out evidence. Oh, this is just so he could talk about the election again and how it was stolen. To the news people, the Democrats don't care, because most of this information was stolen. It was probably to help them, and that's what they want. They don't care. They want their people to be naive. And it's really, really disgusting to me that they want their voters naive to everything. Just like the whole idea of socialism, which is amazing. I was actually listening to a discussion, and by the way, I did not get involved in it because I just sat there shaking my head at my job today. Yes, I actually do work on Saturdays. I work 6 days a week because I'm a real man. I'm an American. Now, anyway, but so working today, I was listening to two young 20-somethings, and they were like, oh my God, I mean, Trump is so bad. I mean, we have got to do something about our healthcare system. It is awful. By the way, it is. It is bad. It's not socialist, the healthcare system. And we would need to, take money from these wealthy people like Elon Musk, and the poor should have it. Okay? Follow that logic. And the one guy said, yeah, we should be more like Norway. At that moment, I really wanted to go over and actually say, oh, really? Huh. So you want no immigration whatsoever? Because Norway doesn't have immigration unless you're like a doctor or a scientist or anything else. So we would close the border. So I guess closing the border is something that they want to do. No, they don't want to do that. It would also mean that taxes would go up to about 70%. 70% taxes to pay for everything. Ah, but their minds are like, well, I wouldn't be paying taxes. Only the rich would pay taxes. Well, first you have to figure out what is rich. So let's start with the billionaires. Okay, let's start with the billionaires. If you're a billionaire, why would you live in that country? You would simply move. You can go anywhere in the world you want. So if your country is now taxing billionaires at all and taking all of their money, they leave. Okay. Well, then you got to lower it, and you got to hit the millionaires. Now all of a sudden you're starting to hit a lot of the leadership. I mean, just remember, AOC's a millionaire. She's not a billionaire. She's a millionaire. And so we have some people who like to go off God. We have to tax the millionaires and the billion. Oh, wait, I'm a millionaire now. We have to only tax, Bernie Sanders, we can only tax the billionaires. I mean, Bernie Sanders is a great example. Anyone, look up his speeches from 4 years ago. He will talk about taxing millionaires and billionaires until he became a millionaire. So what happens? We tax them. We tax the millionaires and then leave. Then they start to leave if they can. So who pays these taxes? Oh, by the way, you've already gotten rid of voting because now you only have one side, and they will change voting records so they can never have that again. These radical leftists want to get rid of the police. Okay. They want to get rid of your guns. They want to get rid of the police, except for themselves. And that is happening in Virginia, where they actually want to ban a lot of weapons except the people in charge. Interesting. Kind of sounds like Iran, where the Iranians have the guns and their people don't. So that's what they want. So these people would vote to have government control everything. They don't believe in king. They don't believe in kings. No kings. But they'd rather have an all-powerful government from before you're born to after you die. And you have no say. Go for it. All right, enough political poop. I'm done with the poop. All right. Sorry, Dr. D. Got no more political stuff for you. Movies, entertainment. What's going on in the world? So I saw The Odyssey's actually doing well. It's made about 120 million so far. I ain't gonna see it. I mean, people are seeing it, and they're trying to compare it to other movies, TV shows, Broadway plays like Hamilton, and saying, "Oh, it's like Hamilton." I mean, the right hated Hamilton, and so the right-wing people hate Hamilton, and it made tons and tons and tons of money. I never saw Hamilton, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it or good about it. I just don't know. But the Odyssey is, they talk about their casting choices. Then they say no one cares about their casting choices. By the way, this is like the people who are reviewing it. Now, I actually I would have enjoyed it. And if I didn't know about the casting, I would have been like, why is Elliot Page in it at all? You know, I mean, it's written by Homer 3,000 years ago about the Greeks, and there's no Greeks in the main cast. No Greeks. Interesting. I mean, it's like making Dances with Wolves now and not having any Native Americans in it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But that doesn't matter. I mean, the actual movie, I'm not going to see it. Just that simple. I think the story would be cool, but I would be distracted by it. Too many white people. How about that for a fact? Plus, most of the cast I don't really like, actually, anyway. And so why would I see it? And I don't know how, and there are some major changes in what happened, but to what I've read many, many times. And yes, I did read The Odyssey in college, actually in high school. Yes. And it wasn't even advanced placement. So most younger people haven't read it. Good book. Very interesting. So what? And so that's going on. All of the stuff about the Marvel movies again coming up. But here's my new addiction. I talked to Dr. D a little bit about this. Uh, I am now totally addicted to these AI shorts of movies on YouTube TV. And my brother, I used to laugh at him. I didn't make fun of him, but I would laugh at him because he would like watch like 5 minutes of a YouTube TV clip of something World War II or some country, and then 4 hours later he's still watching about something else. I'm starting to do that. I do it all the time, but on different subjects. But I really started watching all of these movies about some video games I love. Mostly Skyrim, my favorite video game of all time. I literally will watch movies about the actual, it's the video game, but they make AI movies with actors and everything else, not as a game, but the story itself. And you're like, oh, so that's what that person really would look like. Oh, wow. And I'm so into it. Even the lines they use in it are from the video game. And it's just amazing when you actually could see what it really would look like in real life. And then I go even further into my nerdisms, where now I start watching all of these Star Wars movies, like actual Star Wars movies. They're 2 hours long that were AI created a year ago, 2 years ago, and you're just like, holy cow! And they just will take, or they're like these little like 14-minute movies. Boom, 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 boom. Darth Vader meets this person at this time. This really could replace cinema altogether. I mean, you could easily have people just make these movies within a couple months. You know, you write a simple script, blah, blah, blah. AI can actually download everything. You just need some character actors, which you could probably take from everywhere else. And boom, you got a movie. But it is funny when you start watching these things. And I don't know why like I could see why. You don't need a writers guild anymore. You don't need big Hollywood studios. You could just, I mean, honestly, you can make the Odyssey for a hell of a lot less money, very cheap. And all you need is a couple of computer guys and some voice actors, and you're done. Easy. A lot cheaper. And I could see that happening. I could see we're going to have like the first AI movies coming out pretty soon, where we won't know if they're made by AI or not. I do know some like Netflix. This has nothing to do with me actually not watching Netflix, but some Netflix movies actually has that already. They have AI actors in their movies or TV shows. But that's pretty kind of cool, I think. Now, we also had so that's what's going on. I'm really just addicted to this stuff. I mean, I could watch people having eating contests. I could watch like all of these old TV shows, just are popping up. You start learning about countries I mean, it's an addiction now. It is such a rabbit hole. I was almost late for work this morning because I was watching people's, once again, more Europeans coming back from Europe after living in America during the World Cup and how happy they are. I could watch I'm watching stupid shows about a guy shooting things like, hey, how many toilet paper rolls will it take for this handgun to shoot through to stop the bullet? And then I'm addicted to that. Then I have to watch him shoot through plates and then iron skillets. And then I'll take like a 50 caliber machine gun. Boom. And I'm like, why am I watching this? So addicted. So addicted to it. But the Marvel movies keep popping out little things. I don't know. Will I watch the next Avengers movie? I probably will watch the next Spider-Man movie. That might be the next movie I go to see in a movie theater. I do enjoy Tom Holland. I think he's actually great as Spider-Man. I think he pulls it off perfectly because even though he could be in his 30s. I don't even know how old he is, but he still looks like he's 18 years old and acts like he's 18 years old. So I think he's really, really good. Zendaya in it, I can care less about her. And I can care less, that was a casting move that, whatever, in my opinion. For her, it wasn't that big a deal. Playing MJ, didn't care. But I mean, I don't know, like I was not as nerdy on a Spider-Man fan when I was a kid. So I mean, I know MJ was, had red hair. And in the other Spider-Man movies, they had like Kristen Dunst, I think was MJ, in the early Spider-Man movies. That was normal. So anyway, Zendaya, whatever. But yeah, that'll be probably the next movie I go and actually pay. I haven't seen Young Washington yet. Just I need a date. Maybe Friday. Next Friday I'm off from work. Maybe I'll go see Young Washington. Maybe Dr. D will be back from saving the world. He also is doing that, by the way. He's saving the world. He meets with aliens. He doesn't tell me where. He just says, "Yeah, I'm meeting with some people, some things." He does a lot. Does a lot. I'm actually I'm curious, but he does say he has some new guests coming up, and so really right now I'm just chilling. We'll have our regular show on this week. We really would like to have more people on, and we need to thank everyone for everyone who is actually who is supporting us. I mean, I'm shocked how many people we have all over the world. It was pretty good. Our last guest was awesome. The American Main Street Party. I thought that was amazing. I think that's a really brilliant idea. It's going to take a lot of work, and if it starts small in a small state, I think it could grow. I don't know, but then again, the politicians will totally poo-poo it, and that's the problem. When the people in charge actually get to control everything, because they can tell you what you're going to vote for. It's not like the people say, "Hey, this is what we want to vote for." No, they don't. Actually, I mean, just look at and I know I'm going into politics again. I'm sorry. I do it all the time. But the Save America Act. Most people, both sides, want voter ID. Most people. But the politicians on both sides are like, no, 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 no. We don't want that. So they're not voting on it. As we elect people, it's crazy. We're actually electing people that don't want to do what most of America wants to do. This is probably I can't think of another, wow, what would be another issue where it was like a 70-80 split where all sides want it? I'm sorry, obviously can't have all sides. Most people want it. I can't think of the last the last one. I mean, wow. If anyone knows, reach out to me. Arden the crotchety old man at gmail.com. Arden the crotchety old man at gmail.com. Reach out to me. Let me know, what was the last issue where everything was this high? Now we're fighting over daylight savings time as well. Now, once it's gone, we'll all get used to it, but no one likes to, in the fall, nobody's happy. You fall back, you're happy, but then at 4:30 at night, it's pitch black. Hate it. Spring ahead. We've already had spring ahead, so let's leave it as it is. What the hell? And they're like, well, it happened in 1974, 73, they did it, and it fell apart. And it went, blah, blah, blah. Oh, geez. Who cares? By the way, once again, another stupid issue. With all the problems going on in the country, and that's the biggest issue. We have socialism and communism taking over on one side. We have Dr. D not dealing with aliens on the other side. It's just not easy. Just not easy. So that's what we got today. Want to hear from you. We had some good ratings for last week's show. We definitely hit a lot of people. And what was scary is a lot of people in the Washington, D.C. area listened. And I'm not talking about the normal people who I listen to. I was surprised. I was getting people from Annapolis. I was getting people, Annapolis, a bunch of Maryland, not where my brother lives, Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia. I got like six different locations around Alexandria. So it's people listen to our show. I'm getting worried I'm going to get audited or something. Yeah, it's all good. But we need Dr. D. What homework can I give Dr. D? What questions do our fans have that Dr. D can answer? I mean, or you can ask me, and I just won't. I don't know. Or like, what was the scariest movie as kids you were watching that adults would look at you like you're silly? That's a good question. That might be my question. I already know my own answers, like the child catcher. Remember the child catcher in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Oh my God, that was terrifying. I mean, the monkeys, the flying monkeys in the Wizard of Oz. The original. That was freaking. I'm not talking Jaws, or Freddy Krueger. I'm talking like, I mean, a child catcher. Ugh, that was chilling. I hated that guy with the big long nose. Ugh. Anyway, so that's all I got for you today. This is just wanted to get my just getting my voice out there today. But we will be back. Dr. D will be back. We're gonna have more guests, and we want you. Follow us, subscribe, go crazy, and let's have some fun. Anyway, have a wonderful evening tonight, and we're gonna get a little William Tell overture again. William Tell overture. I wanted to play this the other day, and we decided to go somewhere else, but here we go.